Blake Shelton reveals key to happiness with Gwen Stefani. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a nice day before we begin the video. Please subscribe and give the video a thumbs up. Later this year, Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani will be celebrating their 10th anniversary together, and the country superstar tells People exclusively in its latest issue that they're more in sync than ever. It honestly does feel like time is flying by. Some of the things that we talk about, we're to the point in our relationship that it's like, oh, remember what happened? And you realize, oh my God, that was 8 years ago. It's like, how did this happen so quickly? Says Shelton, 48. But while Shelton acknowledges that 10 years is a long time, the singer, who teamed up with Stefani for a new duet on his latest album for recreational use only, out May 9, says the relationship still feels new for me. I feel like that might be the key to happiness, is that it feels just as exciting and new and happy, he says. While only one track made the album, Shelton reveals he and Stefani, 55, actually cut 2 duets. We were both so fired up about both of them that we ended up holding one back for the next project, he says. Hangin' On was definitely a challenge to record, Shelton adds, noting that he and Stefani love to push ourselves as vocalists. We live together, so we walk around the house singing these songs all the time, and we have months to talk about. Hey, maybe you jump on that part, explains Shelton of their process. By the time we get to the studio, we're normally really prepared. Related stories. Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton's relationship timeline. Stefani has long been a vulnerable songwriter, pouring her emotions into lyrics, and Shelton says she remains just as passionate about writing decades into her career. Gwen is way more particular when it comes to a lyric. I've never been as much of a stickler as she is. It's really important for her to be able to see herself in the lyric that she's singing versus me. I've sung about going to prison, and there's never really been a debate, he jokes. And while he's busy promoting his new music, the star says at the end of the day he's looking forward to a slower summer with his family, including stepsons Kingston, 18, Zuma, 16, and Apollo, 11. I'm looking forward to the kids being out of school. Gwen and I pretty much have our summers wide open. We both have a few shows here and there, but nothing that's tying us down to keep us from going and doing something fun, he says. We don't have any plans, which is our known for her fierce originality, bold fashion sense, and iconic voice, but when it comes to creating music, she brings something else entirely into the studio: precision and an unshakable commitment to the craft of lyricism. And nowhere is this more evident than in the words of her husband and fellow musician Blake Shelton, who recently opened up about their behind-the-scenes collaboration, revealing with a bit of a chuckle and a whole lot of admiration that Gwen is way more particular when it comes to a lyric. It is a small but telling admission that speaks volumes about the creative dynamic between the couple who, despite coming from 2 very different musical worlds, have found a rare kind of harmony not just in their personal lives, but in their artistic endeavors too. The studio for them is not just a place to sing, it is where respect meets talent, where individuality is celebrated, and where Gwen's lyrical precision shines like a spotlight on everything she touches. Blake, who has long been a staple of country music with his laid-back storytelling style and signature twang, has never shied away from sharing how different their approaches can be. And yet, it is those differences that make their creative partnership not only work but thrive. While he might lean into instinct vibe and the feel of a melody, Gwen will stop mid-recording to dive into the meaning behind a single line, question the weight of a word, or shift the cadence of a phrase until it hits just right for her. Every word matters, every syllable has a purpose, and Blake finds that level of detail both fascinating and inspiring. It is not about being difficult, he explains. It is about wanting every lyric to say exactly what it means, and nothing less. In the world of music, where songs are often churned out for trends and algorithms, Gwen remains a fierce protector of artistic integrity, something that is not just heard in her vocals, but felt in the way she writes, the way she thinks, And the way she refuses to settle when she knows a line can go deeper, say more, cut cleaner. Blake says it with admiration, not frustration. And that admiration becomes clear when he talks about how much he has learned from watching her work. It pushes him. He says it challenges him to think about his own writing in new ways, to take a little more time to ask harder questions about what he is trying to say and how he is saying it. While Gwen's background in ska and punk pop with no doubt taught her to lean into emotion rebellion, she now brings those same instincts into every solo project and collaboration she takes on. And with Blake, she does not dial it back, she brings it full force, but always with love, with intention, with the kind of respect that artists give each other when they know they are in it for the right reasons. When they recorded their duets together, it was not just about blending voices, it was about blending minds, and Blake will tell you without hesitation that Gwen's lyrical instincts are razor sharp. Sometimes she will halt a session and say, "This doesn't sound honest," or "That line doesn't feel like me." And until it does, they don't move forward. It is not about perfection, it is about authenticity. And for Gwen, that is the only standard worth aiming for. Blake has learned to trust her ear just as she trusts his storytelling sense, and together they bring out nuances in each other that might not exist without that creative tug of war. One of the most interesting parts of working together, Blake says, is watching how Gwen pulls from her life, from emotions, from even the smallest details of an experience, and turns it into something universal. She is not afraid to write about vulnerability, to revisit old wounds, or to celebrate joy without irony. And she expects that same emotional honesty in any lyric. They record together. Her notes are not about hitting the right note musically. They are about hitting the right truth emotionally. If something feels forced or too polished, Gwen is the first to call it out. She has said that for her, songwriting is a kind of therapy, and she treats it with the same gravity and depth you would expect from someone pouring their soul onto paper. Blake has said more than once that watching Gwen edit and rewrite a lyric is like watching a painter keep returning to a canvas, adding just the right color, just the right stroke, until suddenly it becomes something whole and real and unforgettable. And while some might see her meticulousness as demanding, Blake sees it as one of the things he loves most about her. She cares deeply about what she puts into the world, and that care is what makes her voice resonate with fans across generations. Whether she is singing about heartbreak, resilience, identity, or love, Gwen does not do surface level, and that same depth is what she brings into every collaboration, including the ones with her husband. In a time where the music industry often rewards speed over soul, Gwen remains a refreshing reminder that true artistry takes time, and that the best lyrics are the ones that come from a place of unflinching honesty. Working with her has made Blake think differently, not just about lyrics, but about purpose, about intention, and about how much weight a single word can carry. When Gwen pauses mid-session to say, "Wait, that line is good, but it is not true," yet she is not criticizing, she is digging, she is looking for the real thing, the thing that will last beyond a chart or a playlist, the thing that connects. And when she finds it, it is magic. Their musical partnership continues to evolve, and while they might not collaborate constantly, each time they do, it feels meaningful, because they are both bringing their full selves into the room. Blake jokes that he has had to learn patience and a new kind of lyric discipline thanks to Gwen. But behind the laughter is pride and gratitude. He knows that being with someone so particular, so passionate, so driven has made him a better artist, and maybe even a better man. And for Gwen, being with someone who respects her process, who does not try to rush or silence her precision, has only deepened her confidence and creative courage. Together, they are writing a love story that is not just lived, it is sung line by line, word by word, with the kind of care that comes from knowing that lyrics matter. And when Gwen Stefani steps into the booth, she is not just singing, she is telling the truth, one lyric at a time. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe to our American Idol YouTube channel for more updated news.